Hey Aries, welcome to Intention 1111. Tonight I'm going to be doing a timeless read for you. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who views the videos, who interacts with the channel, comments, likes, shares, so on. I appreciate you guys. If you'd like to book a personal read with me, you can reach me at whereyourintentions at intentions1111.com. So let's see what we got for you, Aries. It's a freestyle read, and whatever comes up, comes up. I am worthy. Okay. I reveal my truth. I am curious. Okay. I deserve respect. So somebody here has ruffled your feathers, it seems like, a little bit, Aries. Right off the bat, I'm getting kind of like a, you're, puffing your chest up. Not in a way that's not deserving, but a way that says, hey, you will recognize me. Just because I speak the truth doesn't mean that, and you don't like it, okay, doesn't mean that it's not the truth still, okay? We live in a culture in today's society in which when the truth is spoken and somebody doesn't like it, there's a battle to debunk it, a battle to say, well, because it offends me or because it's offensive to me, because it strikes a chord with me, then that's not the truth. Well, the truth is what the truth is, regardless of how it makes us feel. And sometimes when the truth hurts, it might be time for us to take a look and see, why does it affect us that way? Why are we taking it personally, right? So it looks like you may have said something or did something someone really didn't maybe agree with. And you're now getting a little bit of fallout as a result of that. And my advice, of course, Aries, is to stand your ground, which you have absolutely no problem doing. You are a leader, okay? So you're a natural-born leader. So show the rest of those jokers how it's done, basically. You said something, you called something out, somebody didn't like it, or people didn't like it. And now you're saying, okay, what? So what? And you're moving on. You will lead by example. So let's see what we got for you, Aries. People respect you because they know what you're doing and you get it done. Okay? And so you may have a few naysayers around, but the proof is in the pudding, right? Yeah, something was spoken that made somebody, you called something out about a person or a situation, and now everybody's kind of, watching their back a little bit, because this is you back here, Aries, the wolf back here, watching, and you've called something out, and people are now like, they've got to tighten it up. And so now, they may be trying to put you down a notch or knock you down a notch to discredit you, discredit your idea, or discredit what it was that you called forth. Also, this is double for you because this is also you, and this is what you've called out. This is the behavior of the people that you've called out. So again, leading by example is exactly what's going to happen here. But you're not really, you may not be taking it to heart too much. You've got the Three of Swords in the reverse here, and you're kind of saying, okay, so what? You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. So what? But there is someone here who may have withdrawn as a result of what you said or did, because they They may be guilty themselves, and it may be somebody that you least expected to behave that way. So I want to take a look at that real quick. Show me the Knight of Cups in reverse. But I want you to know that this person here who's withdrawn from you, and it kind of is bothering you, this particular person who's withdrawn from you, was not really going to always be in your corner anyway. They present as a Knight of Cups here in this read. And so, excuse me, the Knight of Cups is a person who is temporary. They don't have the staying fire. They don't have power. They don't have the heart. They don't have the capability of keeping up with you, Aries, and would not have had it in any situation. So here you have someone who's sort of withdrawn from you. You're feeling some kind of way about it. But eventually you're going to figure this out about this person, that they really weren't going to be in your corner anyway. And you're going to be turning your attention away from them. There's a little bit of sadness and loss here regarding this person. Now, I don't know what this is necessarily about, okay? So if it resonates with you, whatever's popping in your head, that's what it is for you, right? But you've got here the idea that this person is sort of making you feel a little bit guilty about the way that you behaved, and you're second guessing yourself and saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe that was a little aggressive. Maybe this, maybe that. And you're wondering why there's been a break in something here. This person, you've made the decision that you kind of already knew that this had to come to a close anyway. I think there were signs and symptoms here all along with this person. Now, this could be a lover, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could be whatever, okay? But you're kind of noticing here that once you stop and think about it, this person was always showing you that they were going to be a temporary person in your life or in your energy or in your world. That they never really were going to be capable of being in your corner for very long. And I think this, you called something out, rightly so. This isn't a malicious calling out. This, you did it because it was necessary, because it was acting as a block. And Aries doesn't deal with blocks. It's forward, forward, forward. And if you're in my way, I'm going to move you out of my way because you're blocking my forward movement. This person and this behavior, right? The fallout with this person as a result of a behavior or something going on that you called out, you removed the block, okay? And so once you stop and think about it, you're thinking, you know, this person really was showing me what I needed to see all along. I just wasn't paying attention. Because I think you were hoping that this person would have the stamina, okay, to stay in your corner. So you're finding yourself not being supported, especially by people who you thought were going to give you support when you called something out. So you called something out and it was crickets. You found yourself standing alone while the crowd parted, right? And you're feeling kind of like on the spot, or you're feeling like, well, you know, they dicked me around or they stabbed me in the back. But this person found the excuse they needed, okay, to do what they did. They finally had an excuse, okay? So validation, they finally had an excuse. They were going to do it anyway, right? So what I have here is you're talking about justice. There's some wrong that's been done, something that's been happened, right? And Aries, you acted as justice in this situation, and you're trying to regain balance in a situation. And that's why you said anything or did anything to begin with. But you're finding yourself standing alone and being judged as a result of that. And you're not upset about that. You're not upset about the rest of those people. But what you are upset about is this person who you were hoping would be in your corner. And they proved themselves not worthy of being in your corner. And so now you kind of have to regroup and prioritize about, What are my priorities? What am I here to do? What's most precious to me? Who are my people and who aren't? So let's see what this communication and this justice was about. This looks like, to me, maybe this is in business or this was with some sort of money. There were losses being incurred here, and someone in particular might have been responsible for that, and left the rest of everyone else holding the bag. And I think that you saw that it was killing the business, or it was killing the money, or killing customers coming in, or there was something somebody was doing that was deterring forward movement in business, right? And so you stood there and you called it out and you mentioned it. So let's see what this justice is about. You pointed out the lack of forward movement, the lack of money, the lack of loss, the lack of balance. If this is love relationship, okay, you pointed out a person who meddled in your relationship. You've pointed out a person who's was meddling in the relationship and causing problems, right? And I think if this Knight of Cups is the lover in question, maybe this Empress is the meddling person. So that could be, indicate an ex-wife or a mother-in-law, meddling mother-in-law, something like that. You called their behavior out, and you thought this partner of yours was going to be in your corner and support you with it, and they left you holding the bag. They left you standing there alone by yourself, looking like, like you were the troublemaker. So when people do things like that, okay, it's because there were conversations that were being had that you weren't privy to hearing, right? There was some conversation had here between these two people, this partner and this other lady, or plug in whoever, that you weren't hearing, and they were teaming up and talking behind your back. You weren't necessarily aware of that, I think, and I think that's why this hurts so much here. Because somebody betrayed you. The very person, this partner, who you thought was in your corner, was burning the candle at both ends. And you ended up being the one getting burned. So sometimes when you are standing by yourself and you see what direction the crowd goes in, that's what's up. You know what time it is. And so now you're faced with the choice of regrouping and reprioritizing. I think that there may have been an ending to that relationship here, or you may be on a break as a result. There is someone leaving the situation here and not moving forward with a marriage, a wedding ceremony, a relationship, a partnership in business. You have a coin, the Ace of Coins next to the Four of Wands and the Justice card. That's a marriage, an engagement, and a wife. And I think that you're having to regroup. You may have had to move out. There may be some issues there about packing your stuff. This card right here gives me the idea of like a U-Haul trailer or something like that, maybe you've packed your stuff in, or you've said, hey, let me help your ass pack. Okay, goodbye. Right here, you've had to regroup and reprioritize because it was a very rude awakening for you to find out when you finally had enough and you were removing this blocker out of your relationship or your business partnership or your job, that you ended up standing there by yourself and you felt like a fool. But you are not a fool. You did the exact right thing. It's just that the people that you were surrounded by were not in your corner. These people were plotting behind your back. And so it could be said that it's a blessing in the long run that at least now you know who stands with you and who doesn't. I would rather be in a position any day of the week to be standing alone than be surrounded by closet haters or haters. Right? You can't always protect yourself from betrayal. But if you're surrounded by haters and you're surrounded by people who grin in your face and smile in your face, but they're back here plotting behind your back, there's going to be swords coming all the time from all directions. And you're never going to know where the swords are coming from. But they will come regardless. So at least now you know where you stand. At least now you know what direction to go in. And you've removed the block. Right now it may seem like a loss. But again, this person here, this Knight of Cups, was never going to be in your corner anyway. And what you would have faced down the road is probably the early developments of a narcissistic mother and son duo or mother and daughter duo, big narcissist and little narcissist. And you would have always been played against the other one. And they would have played themselves against you. So this wasn't heading anywhere great anyway, and at least now, early in the game maybe, for some of you maybe early in the game, it's been nipped in the bud, and now you know where you stand. Not great news, but you have a unique opportunity now to go and make what you want out of things. And I think if you think back about it, you're going to notice that this energy in here was always there. You may have been picking up on it in small bits all along the way. But it was always there, right? So, let's see what Aries can expect out of this situation. Excuse me. What can Aries expect out of this situation? What can Aries expect out of this situation? Yeah, now you have the opportunity to regroup and replan. You've got two cards that indicate that. Reprioritize. You've opened up yourself for new employment, new contracts, new relationships. You've made the decision that, you know, this might hurt for a minute and you're conflicted about it. There's going to be some conflict here. But I want you to realize that here in this area here, you're not really by yourself. You just may not be able to see the support. You're surrounded and protected by a pack, a tribe, a whatever, whether that's a spiritual or it's support from other friends or family members. You're really not alone, and people are watching and do have your back while you're here resting. Those are the people that you prioritize and concentrate on. Relationship may not be relationship in this situation. The outcome is that this is pretty much over. It's a done deal. But what you have after you've healed, what you have coming back into your life is a king, not a knight, not a little boy, not a little girl, a full-grown ass man or woman who's solid, who will have your back, right? Not somebody who pretends, because they're still stuck on the tit over here, okay? So, Aries, move on from this situation, count it as a lesson, and be happy that it came fairly early, before a marriage, before you were locked into something, before you invested a lot of energy and time over the years into something that was only going to serve to be a hidden landmine anyway. So let's get some advice for Aries. Every cell in my body is conscious and communicates with each positive thought I have. Okay, so when we have trauma or bad memories, or we have things happen to us, it has a tendency to come sit in our body. While I'm reading, I have tension in my shoulders, and it's working its way up the back of my head. So I think if you think back and you think about how your body was reacting to the situation, you're going to find that you were never able to relax. You were never really able to relax around these people. There was always some sort of tension. There was always some sort of muscle tension and stress that you were holding back here. So think back on that. And I think now, do a compare and contrast about the tension that you felt in your body while you were around these people, and how you feel your muscles starting to relax and the stress started to leaving your body now. You may notice a difference in your eating patterns, in your mood, as you're releasing that tension. I claim my desires. I hold great visions. I am ready to receive. Chalk it up to a lesson learned. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. This was removed from your life because these people were not for you. And they would not have helped you achieve your highest good or your best path. They were removed. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. I am safe because now I know I'm not going to be sticking the swords in my own back. I do have support. I do have loved ones who support me. Now I don't have to worry about where it's going to be coming from. I don't have to be having my head on a swivel all the time because I don't trust the people that are in my immediate energy. So Aries, keep moving. Keep removing blocks as you do best. Because after the healing comes, there is somebody solid coming into your life. So, that's what I have for you guys, and I'll see you later.